So, translations. Part of this chapter, you're going to verify experimentally the properties of rotations, reflections, and translations for lines, line segments, angles, and parallel lines. So your objective, I will be able to create a translation on a coordinate plane by writing notes, watching the video, note taker, discussing in groups, and practicing for mastery. You'll also find the new coordinates of a translation when given original coordinates by writing notes, watching the video note taker, discussing in groups, and practicing for mastery. So let's look at our vocabulary. So, transformations, translation, ordered pair, and coordinates. So, your three transformations are translation, rotation, reflection. Hopefully you remember a little bit about the coordinate plane and how we can move things around. So we're going to deal with translations first. A translation is a slide. So I'm going to move an object from one part of the coordinate plane to another. And when I do that, the coordinates of those points on that object move as well. And I have to be able to find those new points. So ordered pair. We know from our work last week that an ordered pair are the coordinates x, y. We do x first, that's left or right. And we do y second, that's up or down. Now, the ordered pair is made up of two coordinates. So in this instance, the example is 5, -2. This would mean I'd go over 5 to the right on the x-axis, and then I would go down 2 on the y-axis. If you remember your quadrants, that would put you in the fourth quadrant. All right, so let's creating a translation on the coordinate plane. So here I have a coordinate plane with this four-sided figure, a quadrilateral. Okay, it says translate using the rule x minus 5, y plus 2. So let's look at our steps. So step 1, determine the ordered pair for each vertex. So these right here are vertexes, okay, vertices right here. Okay, each of these. So we're going to move each of these to a new place to create our new quadrilateral. So let's look at our new points. Would be 3, 1, 2, 6, 10, 4, and 9, 1. So that's why it's important to know how to find points on a coordinate plane. So now determine the rule for the translation. Well, we're given the rule right up here. X minus 5, okay, and y plus 2. Okay, so that means we're going to take the x coordinates and subtract 5, and the y coordinates and add 2. So it says use the rule to add or subtract each coordinate to get the new set of coordinates. So again, my rule is x minus 5, y plus 2. Here's the coordinates for each vertex. And now we're going to use that rule to add or subtract. So 2 and 6, okay, 2 and -5 gives me -3. 6 and 2 gives me 8. So now it's important to remember your integer operations. So I do that with each point. And I get my new coordinates. So here would be -2, +3. Here would be +4, +3. And here would be +5, +6. Okay, then it says over here, plot the new points. Well, that's easy. Everybody can do that. So I plot my new points here, 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 and here. And then connect those points to create the shape. Simple. Easy stuff. That's a translation. All right, let's do some practice. So here I have 3 problems. In the first problem, I have a quadrilateral, looks like a parallelogram. And I have my rule, x plus 2 and y minus 4. So I first have to find the 4 ordered pairs for each of these vertices. So let's do the first one right here. That looks like it's over -4 and up 1. Okay, the second one looks like it's over -2 and up 5. Third one looks like it's over -6 and up 6. And the last one looks like it's over -8 and up 2. So now we know from our notes that we have to take each of our rules, the one for x and the one for y, and apply it to those original coordinates. So I'm going to add 2 to each x, and I'm going to subtract 4 from each y. So we'll do that in red. So let's take this point first. So x plus 2, I have negative 4 plus 2. So my new point would be negative 2. And then I'm going to subtract 4 from the 1. So that's going to leave me negative 3. So you have to remember how to do your integers. Okay, this point right here, negative 2, 5. I'm going to add 2 to the negative 2, which leaves it 0. And I'm going to subtract 4 from the 5, which makes it a 1. Okay, over to this point, negative 6. I'm going to add 2, so that makes it negative 4. And then I'm going to subtract 4 from the 6, which makes it 2. And finally, the last point, negative 8, 2. I'm going to add 2 to the negative 8, so it's negative 6. And I'm going to subtract 4 from 2 to make it negative 2. So there's my new points. So let's go ahead and plot them. So negative 2, negative 3 would be right here. 0, 1 would be right here. Negative 4 and positive 2 would be right there. And negative 6, negative 2 would be right there. And then the last step is to connect them. What I've done is I've made a congruent shape to the original one. Congruent means exactly the same. I've just translated or slid it to a different point on my coordinate plane. All right. Next one, x minus 1, y plus 2. So I have a triangle. So let's go ahead and find the points. So first point is over 3, down 1. So 3, negative 1. Then I have the second point. It's over negative 2, but up 7. And my third point is over negative 6 and up 5. Okay, the rule says I'm going to subtract 1 from the x. I'm going to add 2 to the y. So let's start down here. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Let's make that in red. And negative 1 plus 2 would be positive 1. Okay, over here, negative 2 minus 1. Remember, negative 2 minus 1 is the same as negative 2 plus a negative 1. Remember how we have to change that minus to a plus in the sign of the next number. And then 7 plus 2 is 9. Anytime you have minus and negative, it's really plus a positive. So over here, x is negative 6. So negative 6 minus 1 is the same as negative 6 plus a negative 1. So that's going to be negative 7. And then the 5 plus the 2 is going to be a positive 7. Okay? So let's plot these points. So over 2, up 1, that's right here. Okay, over negative 3, but up 9 is right here. And over negative 7 and up 7 is right there. Last step is to connect them. So I go from here to there. Okay. And then I'm going to go to there. And then down to my original point. And again, I've made a congruent figure. It's the same size and same shape. It's just been translated, so it's a different spot on the coordinate plane. Okay, let's find our coordinates. So this is over 5 and down 5. So that's 5, negative 5. This is over 7 and up 2. And this is over 4, negative 4, and up positive 4. Okay, let's go ahead and apply our rules. Our rule is we're going to subtract 3 from the x, and we're going to subtract 1 from the y. So if I subtract 3 from the x, that's going to leave that 2. If I subtract 1 from negative 5, that's actually going to be a negative 6. Okay, up here, 7 minus 3 is 4, and 2 minus 1 is 1. The last one, negative 4 minus 3 would be the same as a negative 4 and a negative 3, so that's negative 7. And then 4 minus 1 is 3. So there's my new points. Let's plot them. 2, negative 6 would be right here. 4, 1 would be right there. And negative 7, positive 3 would be right here. Let's go ahead and connect them. There. And there. And back to our original spot. Right there. And there we go. So pretty easy. So hopefully this note taker helped you. If you download this to your computer, you can watch it over and over, but it's also on Edmodo. So good job.